that.
They do. They
Done?
look fake as shit.
Done. Transition. And we're live.
Boy, was not a good run.
Alrighty. Y'all like our new intro? Willis, take it away.
Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome. VTG Podcast. As always, you got the lovely three again. The other people weren't able to be here. You know, it happens, but we're going to drive on. We're going to bring you this content. We'll start with John as always and then bring it back to me.
Having
Yo,
problem.
it's me. Yeah, this time I'm definitely having some camera issues, some technical difficulties. So, just bear with me on this one. It's not like you wanted to see my ugly mug, anyways.
Not that attractive. Not an attractive. All right. Well, that brings to me, White Fox. You know who I am. Links are above me. To be above everyone. Check us out. Back to you, Willis.
Oh, it's me, Willis, that guy. Fresh haircut, you know what I'm saying? Had to get
cleaned
doozy
up.
But you got me on YouTube, you got me on Mixer, you got me where you want to find me. You know those links. And if you happen to catch this video when it's not live, you'll have credits that'll show you where to find those links as well. So there's that. Let's jump straight into the topics. The first topic that we got, as you guys saw from the intro, that new cool intro we got going, is The Witcher.
Yeah.
We're not going to spoil anything for anybody.
Just episode 1.
We're not going to spoil anything. We just want to cover what we've, after those of us that have seen the first episode, we want to talk about what we saw that carried over from the books and the games and how we perceived the first episode of The Witcher. So we're going to tell you
Thanks,
what
Danger.
time, like what time period it takes place in comparison to the books in the game. We're going to tell you what's different and stuff like that. But we're going to try to stay away from spoiling the show because we want you guys to get a chance to see it too.
If there is an immediate spoiler, we're going to call it out for you guys.
I'll try not to say anything that spoils anything. I'm strictly staying with the Blaviken episode 1. What happens with Renfrey, and that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about.
So for people that don't really have a background on Witchers, let's start with you, Fox, and kind of give people an idea of like what the Witcher series is about.
Okay, I tried to explain this to my girlfriend the other night when we started watching the show. How did I explain it? Good. It's basically Supernatural, the TV show. You know, Sam and his brother, they go hunting monsters, but set medieval, like Game of Thrones style, and then just throw in some other plot features to it. It's basically a monster hunting Game of Thrones like kingdom.
Yeah, even though this is like
multiple races and kind of Lord of the Rings-esque thrown in there. A lot of background, a lot of different.
Yeah, I'd say Lord of the Rings probably the best comparison.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Though this is even though it's a video game and a book series, this is very heavily story driven.
Oh, like, very plot driven.
Story is
character development is the main thing about this show. And
that's
I think,
honestly like the biggest thing I'm excited for.
Yeah, and I think what I've noticed from watching multiple episodes of the show is that they're not necessarily starting it where the books would start it. Okay, they're basically starting it. Every character, these character different in the storylines. You got to remember they're not taking place in the same time.
Right.
No.
The more you watch, the more you realize you're like, oh shit, these are going on at different times because different stories will hint to what's going on with a different character in another story that's set 30 years apart. So you have to pay attention a lot.
Yeah, it definitely threw me off because when we saw somebody, like if you play the games or the book, you're not supposed to see until way later.
Yeah.
That explains why you're seeing that person.
It's because they are starting everyone's story at the beginning.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing on my screen is that book series right there. So if you're interested in it, this is the author of the book series.
Great reads. They're great reads.
Definitely check those out.
And like honestly, from my point of view, someone who doesn't really like, I very lightly played Witcher 2 I got into Witcher 3 more heavily, but I mean that was some time ago. I mean, shit, Willis, you remember when I bought that was over a year ago. We were talking about like when I had gotten it, and then I played it for maybe like 10, 15 hours, and then I put it down. And there's so much like to the story that like I barely even scratched the freaking surface with that. But
so much lore.
I think where the show is taking it in comparison to like let's bring another popular show in, The Mandalorian, like up until just the recent episode, and I'm not going to give any details, but in my opinion, up until the recent episode, it has really just been Baby Yoda and friends on an adventure up until this just now recent episode. Like
I haven't watched the newest
one. Like took a big scoop of like.
Is there finally like an existing storyline going on now? It's not just like random adventures.
And they weren't necessarily random adventures. It kind of all comes in together. You see it. It was I mean, dude, it's really fucking obvious. Like it's not like Disney's pulling like a blanket over your head with this show.
They're not gonna surprise you.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, like the character walks in and he like practically verbatim says, "That thing is very important to me. It's the most important thing in the galaxy," and you just don't understand how important it is. It's like, oh wow, way to be fucking.
With that show, I think I really like it for a Star Wars show because it takes a completely different take from the rest of Star Wars. It's almost like Quentin Tarantino designed this.
Definitely.
Yes, it's a little bit darker and it's like darker and grittier and less like happy like Star Wars like, yay, let's go defeat the Dark Lord.
Yeah. You feel like it's futuristic because it's Star Wars, but you get that old Western feel.
Like that like showdown in the OK Corral feel definitely when he's walking through town. You're like, oh, it's about to get shot.
Yeah, I feel like there's like about to be some fucking what do you call the little fucking grass things that float by in westerns?
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I feel like at any moment while he's walking, tumbleweeds just gonna
come pop on by.
But like the point that I was trying to make with that was like it's like it took 7 episodes to get somewhere where you're just like, okay, finally we could figure out the big question.
Witcher had that episode 1. Episode 1, you're like, what is going on? That battle scene with the Queen Calanthe.
You know why they're there, and bam, boom. Like, we're in the story.
You're talking about the whole Citra ordeal?
Oh, yeah. That episode 1 pops off. Episode 1 pops off fast. You watch episode 1, you're like, at the first 20 minutes, you're like, I don't know, it's kind of slow, but then suddenly people start getting stabbed in the face, and you're like, oh, that's what's going on. Okay.
Like, I like that they definitely did combat right. And
they did the combat beautifully.
I'm going to switch screens again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about right here. You see it right here? The signs.
I've seen Ard.
So,
I haven't seen any Igni.
Are you sure you've seen Ard? Are you sure you haven't seen Igni?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what each of their definitions are.
Okay.
To help you understand.
Let's do it.
We're going to start with we'll start with Igni.
Igni's the easiest one.
So Igni is a simple magic sign used by witches. It is comprised of pyrokinetic bursts that can repel and ignite opponents. Keyword, it can repel. So
fire force push.
That's the reason why I say it's confusing, because you don't have to actually ignite anybody.
Yeah, it could just be a heat push.
You could just force push somebody.
Yeah.
With Igni without even seeing any flames or anything. You could
I have seen Igni used. Not gonna say when, but it's not episode 1.
I don't think it was Igni. I think it was Ard.
It's confusing because when you read, not Axie, I'll read that one next. When you read Ard, it says the Witcher. Ard is the first sign Geralt learns over the course of the games.
Yeah.
One that you can't go without finishing. But Ard is used to use like telekinesis or air to break through walls and debris and push people around. So
it can also
was he using Igni or was he using Ard?
Yeah.
It's confusing because
I've been saying it's odd because there's usually the color. Like when you use
like,
Igni.
also stuns, and and it was blue, and then on top of that, like they were stunned, they were like dazed.
Yeah, it wasn't fire. It was definitely hard.
Like rather than being a knockback move, it was more like just a concussion. Like whoa, fuck, like that was.
So
like
I'm gonna point something that you guys might not have realized. So, without spoiling anything, somebody uses something on Geralt, right?
Yeah.
The wood scene.
Oh yeah.
I think that was spell. I think that was Axie being used on him, because when you read Axie, it says it can calm down people and creatures, manipulate their minds, or be used to hex enemies, causing them to fight alongside the caster.
He tried to use Axie, but it didn't work. Remember?
Not him.
No. The Witcher tried to use Axie on the group of guys who was it was on Renfrey. He tried to use it. Yeah. Remember, he did the little thing where he brought his hands together like this, and he was like trying to like get her to calm down. She's like, "That don't work on me, boy. We gon' throw hands." He definitely uses Axie.
My question behind that is because these are chaos, right?
Yeah.
All of these are chaos,
which is what they call magic.
Right, chaos. So even if Witchers are not the only people that can use chaos, that means Witchers are also not the only people that could be immune to chaos.
It's true. Well, they explain why she was immune to chaos. Because of the Black Sun prophecy. It was that people born on the Black Sun. No, it's not. It's part of the lore. It's not in the story. It's just the background. The Black Sun prophecy said that all girls born during the eclipse are touched by Lilith, the demon god. So they are more inclined through internal mutations to do like evil things. That makes sense. Kinda? No?
Yeah. And when you get to the end, I don't remember. I think it was the first, because first one is Blevnik, right?
Blevikin. You don't see Yennefer at all in episode 1.
So it's crazy because you hear like they said, you don't know if what he did is good or bad.
Yeah, you don't.
It's very.
That's what I love.
It's very gray.
Just like the
game. They presented both sides of the argument, and I know everyone was picking a side. Were you Stregobor or were you Renfrey? You know.
Man, my side was like, fuck it, dog, kill them both. No. That's
Stregobor is such a dick. I would have killed Stregobor in that tower. You could tell he's being pervy.
I would have killed them both.
But it made sense though, like to like what a lot they were talking about, like in the woods, about how am I a monster? Oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But he had that same conversation with Stregobor. So that's what I'm saying.
It's the theme throughout the show, because he doesn't just have it with Renfrey. It continues on to other episodes.
Well, it's the theme throughout, like I think the story
it's
is
the books.
A big theme is him like
choosing the lesser evil.
He's like he's in between. He's not technically.
I wouldn't even say him choosing the lesser
witch. Like
it's him being caught between other people.
Yeah, it's the perpetual catch-22s that he's thrown into.
Being forced to choose a side and shit he don't want to be involved in at all.
And regardless, Geralt gets fucked in the end. Like, no matter which one he chooses.
Now, tell me this. How did you feel when you saw Nilfgaard for the first time?
A little underwhelmed, honestly.
Like, did you feel like they met because I know you said you didn't play the games, but you read the books.
Oh, no, I played Witcher 3. Played Witcher 3.
So do you feel like they met the design of what Nilfgaard should look like?
Very close, yes. But I felt they could have been a little bit more I don't know, just like I don't know, like evil. And they're just black, like black with like kind of wrinkled like armor, you know?
Yeah, and I was expecting like some gold in
there. I was gold like around the neck or something.
That's how they're portrayed in the game.
Something
in all 3 games.
The Nilfgaard,
like, the black with the gold,
kind of
black with the yellow.
Kind of bland right now. Even through multiple episodes, it's still kind of bland. The only kind of frou thing about Nilfgaard is that dude with the feather, you know? That was the only and he wasn't even that scary. He just kind of looked like a bitch.
And then they didn't do too great of a job.
They didn't really.
I'm hoping they explain more later, because the way they started is confusing for people who know nothing about Witcher.
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck are these guys in black? Nilfgaard are the bad guys.
They didn't even know where the fuck they are because you hear the people in the castle talking about Skellig, and you're like, who's
Skellig?
Skellig?
Skellig is an island nation. Think of Skellig as like Norway, the Vikings. That's Skellig. Boom.
But
there you go.
They don't explain where they should have started with a map so people get an idea where
the intro should be the map. They should take that Game of Thrones thing and kind of work a map in the intro so you have a visual idea of what's going on, because you really haven't seen any maps episode 1 wise, at least. Like, kind of see it like later on, but like you don't know if you aren't like someone that follows the lore, read the books, played the games. You have no fucking idea where these places are, and they are doing kind of piss poor job at showing you. Like, a lot of people are visual. You need to see these things and see like, okay, well,
and I think this is kind of helpful, but it'd be kind of hurtful. It's kind of hurtful because if people only want to watch the show and they're not into video games or books, this hurts because
you're gonna
finish this. You're gonna finish these 8 episodes, not knowing when the next one's coming out,
and you're
just
confused.
You're gonna be still confused, even though you're gonna understand more between the episodes. You're still not gonna have a broad idea of what's going on in the world. But it's helpful for people who do play video games or read books.
I feel like
they go back and read the books. And
I like how it started with The Witcher fighting that Kikimora in the swamp. I like that. But I feel like before the Kikimora thing, they should have done some sort of like world expositions. You know how like some animes do, like 7 Deadly Sins, they have that whole like map with like the exposition of, oh, the demons and the gods are fighting and the kings and the night lords, and you know, like something to just like warm you up, like give you some information.
Why are they important?
They didn't explain it. They didn't explain it. Didn't explain that.
Who are the rest of the
no
nations?
idea.
They don't.
They are leaving. They're leaving that out. I don't know why it's not in there.
They tell you that Geralt is of Rivia, but they don't tell
where
you
the fuck is Rivia.
That
exactly.
Geralt actually trained in Kaer Morhen.
Yeah, they mentioned Kaer Morhen. They mentioned Kaer Morhen just like in passing, and like expect people to know what that is. What's Kaer Morhen? That is the training ground for the Witchers. It's a giant busted ass castle.
Yeah, and they don't. And you see, and they go, "Oh, white hair, eyes. It must be Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher." But they don't tell you that he is not the only Witcher, and he is like one of, I think, 3 Witchers that have white hair.
Yeah,
one of only 3.
He's a rare Witcher. The mutation in his hair doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, because other Witchers, they pretty much got normal looking hair. Mm-hmm. They're pretty normal looking. You wouldn't even know they were a Witcher.
No, except for the medallion. That's it. There is another Witcher. No spoilers. You see another Witcher.
I'm sure they're gonna bring some important Witchers in. Probably one of Geralt's biggest friends / nemesis. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him.
I'm not gonna say.
But for people that don't want to go play the long ass 1, 2, and 3 games, you can also play if you want to get just an idea of what characters look like, so you know who they are when you see them. You can play Gwent, the Gwent game.
Card game, yeah.
That'll give you an idea of who monsters are, characters, different nations. That's kind of helpful.
That's a lot easier. Well, anything else on The Witcher 1?
Most Def. What about
fucking? I was gonna say the choreography, man.
The fight carry the. I love how they demonstrate his strength. Like, because you initially see him fighting the Kikimora, and you're like, oh, well, I don't really have a perception of like how strong that thing is because it's a mythical thing. I don't know what that is. But then later on that episode, he puts his face, through the guy's head. That was good.
Okay, so, but that's another thing where they should have did some background pretext because
Geralt is
not human. He is mutated. He has had mutation surgeries done. And that's important because people need to understand why people see him. Because we see him and we're like, okay, he's got some weird looking eyes and some hair, but why are people talking to him weird? They don't understand what it takes to become a Witcher.
Yeah.
And the process to become a Witcher. It's almost like becoming a Spartan. They take you as
the first step alone to become a Witcher.
You could die in it.
They take you as a kid. they put you through a bunch of rigorous ass training, and then they put you through a bunch of mutations and more rigorous training after each mutation, and you can die along the entire process. Most kids never even make it.
Literally, the first challenge is a challenge where they make you eat a bunch of herbs that turns you into the Witcher, and like only 3 of 10 or 2 of 10 like make it. So like the first step. So like, and then the funny part is how it works is excruciating antagonizing pain, and then you die, or excruciating antagonizing pain, and then you live and you're a Witcher. So that's pretty fucking cool. And now you get more of that.
The Danger Chief wants to know what we think of Henry Cavill as the Witcher. I give it a thumbs up. After watching multiple episodes, how he acts, how his mannerisms. The way he plays the Witcher throughout like the multiple episodes I watched, like the gruffness, the one-worded responses, the silence, and the he's got it down.
The silhouette and the facial bone structure to fit.
It works.
Geralt. So they definitely went out and found somebody that looks a lot like him. One of the biggest things I don't like is they didn't get the eyes right. That really pissed me off.
They're close. I'll give them that. They're not using CGI. They're using contact lenses.
Yes, but they're not the right color. They should be brighter. They should be almost like
shining.
They should be like how Riddick's eyes are.
I also don't like Ciri's eyes because
they're supposed to be cat-like, but when you look at his eyes a lot,
it's a circle. Yeah, it's a circle, not the cat slits. But you can't get that.
They can't. You can do that with contacts.
It would be close. But I've seen tons of
cosplay people with some crazy contacts.
Oh yeah, but I didn't like how they had Ciri, her eyes are not blue naturally, and you can tell that they gave her color context, and it really makes her eyes look weird. You get over it after a while, but like I don't really like it.
They could have picked more natural looking contacts. Her hair really bothered me.
It's close, but it's not right. It looks kind of like faded. It's not. It's supposed to be shiny and silver, like. It's not.
Geralt.
Yeah, like Geralt's. It's supposed to be close because they get mistaken for father and daughter a lot.
Because that's what my girlfriend was asking. She's like, "Who is that girl?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be like his daughter."
It's supposed to be Ciri. They're not related at all. But
I don't remember.
They're not related, but they do have a
father-daughter connection.
Because that was what was in the third one, right? The Witcher 3.
Yeah, teacher, trainee. Yeah, that's her. But they fucked up her hair hard. They fucked her hair up.
Because I mean, like in the video game, bro, she looks
the character
image of Geralt.
She got scars like him and everything.
Yeah.
The character acts the part well. She plays Ciri pretty well. But
I don't know. I haven't seen past the first episode, so like I don't really. Really too much character.
They messed up a lot of the characters' overall appearance. They're close, but they're enough to make someone that plays the video games or read the books go, "Oh, that's not right."
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I'd rather get somebody who could fit the character
because
like,
immediately,
as far as
like,
and such.
I'm not going to talk about the plot or anything, but you can look it up. The chick that they cast as Triss Merigold. Triss Merigold is a red-headed sorceress, bright red. It's described as bright red, like bright red. The chick they picked,
even just bright red, like her hair is
like flaming
red,
yes. Bro. Like this hat, and the chick that they cast, it's like they didn't even try. Her hair's brown.
Yeah.
It's like they threw some red tint on it in After Effects. Like they could have done. They could have dyed it. She could have put a wig on, but it was just it threw me off immediately. I was like, that's supposed to be Triss Merigold, and that hair is not fucking right.
And they don't. We'll talk more about episode 2 next week because each week we'll get into each episode. But it's in the first episode they don't do a good job of explaining hierarchy, which is important because we need to understand in these towns and stuff what the hell the rule set of this world is.
Yeah,
and we don't know. We don't know who the fuck's in charge or what kind of world we're dealing with or nothing. Like
the story's there, but the world structure hasn't been explained properly.
Yeah, we don't know why Nilfgaard's attacking.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I just got dropped in the middle of it all.
Yeah. But that's good. I like that they did that though because that'll hook more people in. You know,
Yeah.
if they have an hour long, the first episode's an hour long and nothing but
there's gonna be a lot of flashbacks. Every episode's like an hour. I think one of them gets up to like an
yeah,
hour.
they're
and 7 minutes.
long episodes.
I'm with that though, because like Netflix got the budget.
Yeah.
And like Netflix
Yeah.
is throwing
It
money
looks
at this
great.
show.
It looks
They're just
great.
lighting it on fire.
That's one of the big benefits I think Netflix has over Disney with their Disney Plus right now is their shows are an hour. Disney Plus, that show is only 30 minutes. And for 30 minutes,
lucky.
that's not enough show.
And you're left at the end of 30 minutes of The Mandalorian, you're like, wait, I have so many questions. What's going on?
They spend the first 5 minutes of that 30-minute show recapping
the last
episode.
and it's just like, it's basically like a 25-minute show, and you're just like, that was a nice cock tease. I haven't even watched The Mandalorian this week because it's been like a cock tease.
Worth it.
It's worth it this week.
The last episode was actually worth it.
It is. The last episode was actually 45 minutes long. Minus the 5-minute recap, you get 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so they actually had good shit.
Better than nothing. But I do like.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be longer for The Mandalorian. It's just not long enough. And I like how long The Witcher is, but I hope we don't have to wait a freaking year to get more.
Oh,
episodes.
if they drop that, if we don't get new episodes by the end of the summer, I'm gonna be super upset because I feel like there's gonna be so much going on by the end of season 1 that people are gonna be frothing at the mouth.
Season 1 back, and then they only gave us 8 episodes.
Yeah. But
so we were originally supposed to get Witcher in October. They pushed it back to December.
Yeah.
There's no way they can't set it up so that we got more episodes coming in October. I mean, I see all these other TV shows on Netflix. They get like 3 episodes, and then you wait a week and you get 3 more. I'm cool with that. 3 episodes, I'm cool.
I will wait. I will wait for quality.
Yeah. I'll wait to get 3 because 3 episodes that are hour long. That's a decent amount. I could watch 2. Right. Give myself a break, watch the next one, and right before the next one's drop, and then boom. It ain't too much time in between. But
I'm with that. Like I would be personally absolutely okay waiting for like solid episodes. If every episode was consistently as good as the first, I'll wait as long as they fucking need. Take as much time as you get.
Watching that show, after watching it, having to explain shit to my wife a lot because she's been interested in to watch it because the budget. And she knows I know deeply about the Witcher series. Yeah. But I've explained a lot to her.
Yeah, that's what I had to do with my girl. I think she was getting annoyed with me last night. Were you getting annoyed with me last night? Watching The Witcher with me? Because every 10 minutes I'd be like, okay, so that person is doing that with that person. But they're doing... Look at her. She's like, yeah. I got so annoyed because he was explaining everything.
I just hit the pause button. I tell my girl, Google that shit. There's a whole Wikipedia dedicated to I turn
dedicated to just.
Yep, I turn on my Pokemon. I turn on my Pokemon. Put it at the same time I had to. All right, this shit hours. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'll wait. We'll take a quick intermission. I'll make some popcorn while you get the 411 on the background.
But one of the biggest things they pissed me off with, as the last thing I'm gonna say, and I know you guys are gonna agree. When it first started, he only had a single sword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bothered. Don't make any sense.
Immediately bothered me. Episode 1, he had one sword.
He's got one sword. He's fighting a monster, so that means this has to be the silver sword.
Yeah.
Because he can only fight monsters with the silver sword. Where the fuck is the other sword? And
Don't worry.
The reason why he has 2 swords.
They show.
He even says
they show it later on. He gets 2.
It does show up later, but it pissed me off because when people ask why you got 2 swords, he'll say this one's for killing monsters. And this one's for everything else. And when he says that the first time,
it's so fucking bad.
The hottest shit.
The hottest line ever. This one. Such a badass line. Such a badass line. Oh my god, there's this one line. I'm not gonna give you any background context to it, but it's just like whole bunch of things happen, and then the camera pans to the Witcher, and he just goes, "Fuck." It's just like so perfect. A one word, just a fuck.
They need to explain shit because he's not human. And there was stuff that happened.
They go into it a little bit more as you go further in the episodes. They get more background information.
He has extremely good eyesight, even in the dark when he takes the cognitives that improve his eyesight.
Oh, there's a scene later on where it basically explains his smell because he could tell a dude was jacking off. He goes, "I smell it on you." Whoa, bro.
Yeah, like, he's got like dog-like smell. He can pick you up from a distance, and it picks up. He's got.
I think the way they did it, it bothers us, but I think the way they're doing it for people that haven't seen it like us is episode 1 was meant to draw people in. Do some violence in there, a big battle scene, monster fight, group fight, and then I think after that, he's got his Butcher Blaviken name. It's what everyone calls him. I think they're gonna do slowly. You understand all the background pieces as the show progresses.
I'm not
hopefully,
bothered by the series, but they
better do it that way.
When they get to when he becomes the assassin and he's dealing with that, they better do that some justice. Because that whole series where he got amnesia, they better do that some justice.
That was cool. That was a good story.
Hit like a turning point.
Yeah.
He hit a turning point there.
I was reading the books like, going through them hoes. Oh no, what is happening? Yeah, they're being really. They're definitely being careful with the show because if they.
Well, and I like that they are.
Yeah, if they had gone in and just done a dry first episode, lots of background information, they would have not gotten the views. They would not gotten. It wouldn't have worked. Like they couldn't do it.
CD Projekt and Alec, the guy who wrote the books, both of them would have lost their shit
if he did it.
Netflix
fucked
would
it
have
up.
just half-assed this.
They'd have not.
And Netflix, they gotta be in it for the long haul because
this is a 7-8 season series. Like you're gonna have
somebody else's baby, so they can't just drop this series.
They can't. They can't just be like, oh, sorry, we did 2 or 3 seasons and it's just not working. No, fam, I need to know.
Than Disney, like Disney's working on the content. Like they got Mighty Ducks, they're gonna finally add that in January and stuff. But as of right now, content-wise, Disney don't have a lot of content. But what they have is some good stuff. And I think in order for Netflix to compete with the trifecta that Disney's offering you with Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN, they can't drop shows like they did before. In fact, I would advise them bring Marco Polo back because Marco Polo was hot.
They canceled a show that ever watched Santa Clarita Diet?
Yeah.
They canceled that show. It's really good. It's really good. It's a good, like, ironic zombie comedy. Like, the chick gets turned in, the mom of the family gets turned into a zombie, but she doesn't turn like full zombie. She just eats human, but she's still a cognizant human being.
They have a show that's kind of like that. It's with a bunch of high school kids. I can't think of the name of it. It's on Netflix right now. They just dropped the first season for it.
Yeah, but that one it was a comedy zombie show. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, this one's.
Ask my girl. She loved it. She's so upset they canceled it. You watched all 3 seasons.
This one's got a lot of comedy too. Some of it can be. It's got a lot of different types of comedy. It's got some dark humor. It's got some dry comedy. It's got some different stuff, but it's pretty interesting.
Is it a Netflix made one?
Yeah, it's a Netflix show.
Look it up later.
It's got a bunch of high schools.
Oh dang, we're hosted by the Stream Queen.
I'm a post on the video when I upload this video on the channel later. I'll post the name of it. So if anybody was interested in finding out, just go to the YouTube and I'll have the first comment will be that the name of the show I'm talking about.
Okay. I think we've beat The Witcher to death. We want to move on.
Let's drop some yard around The Witcher for now.
Right. We could keep talking to this for another half an hour probably. We would never end.
No fucking kidding.
There's so much stuff to go over in that show.
Oh, yes. I'll talk to you offline.
Okay.
But yes, we're jumping to the next topic.
Okay, next topic is the Eminem diss track of.
So back to the beef with M and Cannon. Cannon dropped a third diss track saying that he canceled the invitation to Eminem to come to Wildin' Out. When it had only been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks, man.
Since you dropped the diss, you never even allowed this man to respond because most responses, like Killshot. Took 30 days.
It took a while.
It took 30 days.
We almost forgot about the beef till he came back.
Right.
And it was fire.
Like this,
it's almost as though like they're professional musicians and there's like a certain amount of production that has to go into their work, right?
Yeah, and then first off, your diss to begin with were ass, Nick Cannon. Like, I feel like, in all honesty,
they were weak.
Because Eminem knew he was gonna say some shit when he was in there with Fat Joe on the song.
Oh, yeah.
He knew he was.
Yeah, he knew
Fat Joe heard it, and Fat Joe knew that was gonna be publicity, so he released it anyway. He said
straight up.
He's like,
going out.
Eminem's firing shots? Okay.
That's gonna make people listen to my song because they're gonna want to know what beef they're talking about. So I'm putting that bitch out there, and I'm not mad at him for doing that because that's
kind of like one of those things where it's like, if I was in Fat Joe's like in his shoes, and like I've been working on a new single, right? I just got.
I would have dropped it.
I wouldn't even have waited for it.
As soon as I would have dropped it with Eminem still in the studio. He hasn't left the building. This shit's live.
It's an album. Okay. So like, but still, if you're waiting on an M feature, right? Like you know what I'm saying? You've been holding out for that track. That was the track he was waiting for, so he could push the album out. He was like last minute, like boom, put that shit on the track. Like shit, I don't give a fuck. It's last minute, bitch. I gotta drop my album. I don't give a shit who he's talking shit about. As long as it's not whack. As long as what he's saying ain't whack.
Were you talking about Stranger Things, Willis? Was that the show you're talking about?
No.
No, not Stranger Things. Okay.
So it's crazy because Eminem's the kind of person that even if you on the, like, for an example, I'll go back to explain. So when he had the beef with MGK and M were supposed to be on the song with Yellow Wolf. They were both supposed to be on the song with Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf got MGK's verse, and then MGK said some shit about M. M knew when he heard it. Yellow Wolf knew when M heard it that M was probably either gonna not drop a track or say some ignorant shit back. So he was like, "Hey, it's getting close to the time where I gotta drop my album. What's up?" M said, "Hey, you don't gotta take him off the song. Drop your shit because you need to make that money. It's got this on me, but I don't give a shit.
He's like, whatever.
Drop that album so you can make your money." He said, "I'll do what I gotta do after." And what he do? He responded to MGK after with a whole new album.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the moment you take this like rap beef shit personal, like, and you're involved with the rap beef, you lost. Like you lost. Like the moment you get emotional and all that shit, and you take it seriously, like if you can't take a hit on the chin, bro, like then get the fuck out of the rap game, son. Like it's just
and especially if you're picking a fight with Eminem, he gonna say some shit that makes him look bad and you look bad, and he doesn't fucking care.
He's not gonna care. Like
Eminem, he don't give two shits.
He does not care. He literally said, what was it in that response song? Was it "suck the dick for a tip"? He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. They call me gay. Call me gay. I don't care. Fuck you.
Your ego to a rap battle, bro.
He said, "You asked for a tip. I got confused and gave you the dick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pulled out and I spit on you."
What the fuck?
And then he said, "I took the spit and I conceded with it."
It's just
like he's so disrespectful. Like, and he don't give a fuck. He said
he doesn't care.
Then he said something about conceited being a midget bitch.
Yeah.
And he goes onto a whole rant.
Just a whole tangent about conceited, and you're like, wait, I'll go back to the sucking the dick for a tip thing. I missed that.
Like, it's like you out here rap battling. The moment you bring your ego to rap with you, like the moment you bring your ego to rap for you on a rap beef, like you've lost, bro. Because like
especially against Eminem, Eminem's gonna like single in on every little insecurity.
Like, the whole point of a rap battle is to get on stage and have the better punchline and make the crowd.
This what makes
laugh.
Eminem extremely difficult to battle, and I don't give a fuck what anybody tell you. Eminem will sit. Even Yellow Wolf said it in the interview when they were asking him about the whole beef. Eminem was sitting in the room, just spitting out fucking bars, saying like some off the wall shit. Like I can't remember exactly what Yellow Wolf said, but he said some shit about a comic, and some crazy shit came out of that. And Yellow Wolf was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "I'm not even gonna fuck with it because M is on his shit." Like, and M saying some off the wall crazy shit. But Emma just put some crazy shit together.
Yeah.
He'll run that shit through his head over and over again. This man is funny. That's what got him popular in the first place. He's funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good with intertwining his lyrics and his metaphor.
I loved that he threw that little line, that little gray line. Like, what you talking about? Walking around like talking like I ain't got guns. You know, that line?
Yeah,
he just
pretty much hit him
slid
with
that in there.
You thought they stopped making guns when you bought yours? Like, we got guns too.
Right. Like, bro, I just went and fucking flew an Arsenal to their crib last week. Fuck you mean? Like what? That's what I'm saying. Like you're dumb if you think like a rich motherfucker not finna have like, bro. We have
But
bro,
let's be real. Eminem got tons of people underneath him that are like, I'm not saying M hood, but I'm saying he got enough to know he'll stand up for himself.
Yeah.
He been in jail for gun charges. Like this ain't no punk ass man. And then the people under him,
shit to do with being crazy.
The people under him are grimy. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
50 Cent's a grimy ass motherfucker, and if you fuck with M, the lap dog is gonna get you.
Yeah.
And that's 50 Cent. And 50 Cent ain't no Chihuahua lap dog. He'll full-grown pit bull that's in the lap.
That's all.
Like,
That's the Hulk pit view. Just like, oh, like
he's
gonna end you.
Once 50 Cent is on you, he's not gonna let you go. He still ain't let go Floyd.
No.
Still
No.
Like, if you fucking with the wrong group of people,
like,
fucking with Eminem.
People do not give a fuck. They're gonna bury you and just not feel about it at all. They're gonna say just like, dude, that line, he completely he fucked Mariah up. Like, I wasn't even expecting Mariah to be involved. Expected like a small I expected like a small slight at Mariah. This man said herpes and said he's got was it ejaculate all over her face or something like that. Oh my god.
He said she didn't want me to bust in, so I busted on her face.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like, oh my god, this nigga.
I paused the song. I was like, Jesus. Wow.
He's a savage.
He's an animal. Just like, I don't know why people keep doing it. They do it for the publicity, obviously. Obviously.
Yes, I said it before last week. I'll say it again this week. You cannot come at Eminem because that's like being a freshman college player saying, I'm going to take out Michael Jordan.
Right?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't like, and my whole thing is like, I wouldn't care if Nick Cannon was coming with all this beef if his bars were good.
Yeah, but his bars were
he had no flow.
Subpar. Gone.
There was none.
It's like he was just talking on a beat.
And he flowed with the rhythm.
Yeah. Give him
I
something.
Felt it more.
But there was nothing there. It was just
the
boring.
hottest part of his first song was the chorus, and the chorus had nothing to fucking do.
The hottest part of his first song was it ending. That's.
You said it ending?
Yeah.
The chorus was hot.
That was the hottest part.
Whoever sung it, but it had nothing to do with the song.
I didn't even like the chorus that much. I thought it was okay. I was like, meh.
I feel like he took that chorus from somebody else who was actually about to make a real song.
Probably.
Just threw it on his.
Probably.
He didn't have a chorus.
Probably one of his rap battle buddies that was like trying to make an actual album. And he was like, I like that beat. We're gonna use it to diss Eminem. That's a good idea.
But that was my beat. You signed under me.
Yep, signed under me. Give it to me, Nick Cannon.
I need it for Teen Choice Awards.
It's gonna be on The Masked Singer. It's so.
And he talked about that nigga wearing a turban too.
Oh my god, he did. He made the turban joke. I was crying. He was like making fun of his. Bruh, he said he'd split turban. I was like, damn.
If in season 3 Eminem is one of the characters,
I will
die. I will die because Eminem is that savage.
No. The whole show doesn't need to like bring anyone else. They bring in Mariah, put her in a mask, bring in 50, put him in a mask, bring in M and put him in a mask, and don't tell any of them that the other people are competing. That would be fucking hilarious.
I don't give a shit about that. I'd pay.
No, I want to see Mariah on the stage, and I want to see M go so hard that she starts crying on live television. That would be beautiful. I would fucking laugh at that.
Maybe one of her fake breasts would deflate.
Pop.
Like, this woman got the nerve to talk about plastic surgery to Eminem when Mariah Carey's had more plastic.
You kidding me? I was like Eminem
even
still looks the same.
Has had plastic surgery.
Right? But M, like, what did he get done? Like, he doesn't look any different.
And how you gonna call somebody that's only 7 years older than you grandpa?
Yeah, for real. Like, that was a dumb diss.
When both of you have had sexual relations
with the same woman
that's even older than either one of you.
Boy.
Idiot.
Stupid. Don't make no sense. Why is anybody even behind it? I don't give a fuck if I was signed to him. I'll be like, I'll go to another. You're a fucking idiot. I tell him, you're a fucking idiot.
I
Like,
got to get the fuck out of here.
yeah, like I'm not about to get caught up in this because when he brought Suge Knight in it, 50 Cent straight up told him,
He's talking
if
to
I
the
see-
feds.
he said, if I see any of you, I'm putting bullets in you. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't give a fuck how hood or
Good.
hardcore I am. I could just be sipping tea and niggas run up and thumped out. You're dead.
Done.
Hey, I'm telling you. Who
Done.
was it? I think it was.
Just because you had Suge Knight in your video, now they feel actually threatened. Because Suge Knight's actually killed people.
And he's a psychopath.
And you brought Suge Knight in it, so Suge Knight don't know what the fuck going on the outside. He been in jail. So he probably think
He still
some
thinks
real
it's the
shit going on.
80s.
He's like, wow, let me get one of my goons who not in jail to come run up on these motherfuckers because they talking shit.
And then we
Yo.
got a shootout at the Grammys.
Two, Suge Knight should know who the fuck Eminem is. Eminem been around since the 80s. Suge Knight wasn't in jail in the 80s. So that means you know who the fuck M is. Don't be playing like he's just some fucking nobody.
You heard M. You've seen what M's done to other rappers that are more.
Let me be real. Suge Knight got money. And you're in prison. Prison's got TVs. So you know who the fuck Eminem is.
You know who the fuck Eminem is.
Right.
I don't
Talking
think
crazy.
there's anyone in the world like legitimately if they live in a modern country. You know who
I
the
don't
fuck
give-
you don't.
I don't give a fuck.
You
if
live in
the
Europe.
Sahara Desert.
You
still
know who the fuck
Eminem is.
Eminem is. You know you see. He's the crazy little white guy that's always like in the corner.
You know
That's
what's funny
fucking
is, like,
Eminem.
out of all the people that like I've spoken to about this whole thing, when I bring when I showed them the video, like they be like, "Who the fuck is Shug Knit?
Shug
Who's
Knit.
that?
Who the fuck is
Who the-
Sue J Knight?
Who's Sugar Ray Leonard?
Like who the fuck is this?
And
he's not relevant.
Man, that's my whole thing. Is like an irrelevant motherfucker. Like
That's
dude
not relevant.
doesn't even rap. Like he's
No.
not even an artist of
No.
any kind. Like
Just
he
a gangster.
Who is this banker talking all this trash on Eminem?
Yeah.
It's just is nonsense, man.
So the question is,
nonsense.
do you think
From
that
prison.
after
Then you had the nerd that had to collect all
Right.
it.
You're gonna be big mad while you behind bars, bro. Like, come on. It's not even that
Just received a
serious.
collect call from a prison. Yeah, we gonna fuck you up. When?
Deny.
When?
No, I wouldn't even let it get that far. Do you accept the charges? No.
Yeah, we gonna fuck you up. Are you even supposed to be saying this? Ain't you incriminating yourself more because you're in prison and you saying you're gonna murder somebody when you already got murder charges? And that's why you
You
there?
wouldn't even get that far because I wouldn't.
Suge Knight, you're never getting out.
Nope.
You're never getting
You're
out.
not. You're done. You're that's your
That's the
graveyard. You're
dumbest
staying
shit
there.
you could ever do is threaten somebody while you're in prison.
While in jail.
While in jail over a collect call that is being monitored. That's why we haven't heard
Wow.
Suge Knight on any of the other two diss tracks. Because
Right.
he's in solitary confinement right now.
The
Right.
question. The
Talking all
question
that shit.
is for. Well, they Stan technically released this song. This wasn't even Eminem's response. Do you think
This is
Eminem?
all he-
Do you think Eminem is gonna make his own response after Stan? Or are we done?
I think Eminem is going to save his actual response for when he drop his next album. Because
Yeah,
he
I
about,
think he's gonna
he about
wait.
due for another album.
He usually
So
does
I
one
think
every
he
couple
gonna-
years.
I think he dropped this just to give a quick response. saying,
Teaser.
I will respond.
Like a
But-
month from now, next year, early
I think
January.
he's about to murder every last person in Black Squad, including Suge
Mhm.
Knight and Mariah Carey.
It's gonna be multiple songs on an album, and it's gonna.
I wouldn't even doubt if he called the song Hit List.
I'm with it. If it's good content, I'm all for good content.
If it's good, I'll listen to it.
I'm saying they really could have killed Eminem off if nobody would have even mentioned his
If
name.
everyone just stopped talking about him.
like, yeah, that's pretty much like the
He
only way.
had two bad albums, and the only
It's
bad
like-
albums he had is when he had nothing to say.
He had no
Nobody
one to
beef
talk
with.
trash to because
So
everyone
if
was
he
scared.
talk trash to him, he will fall to the wayside, and he won't even be important no more. But
It's like,
no,
what's it?
y'all gotta keep bringing his name up.
Well, it's like Clash of the Titans when Zeus was getting weaker because ain't nobody believed in him and shit. The humans they stopped praying to
They
us.
stopped
brother.
praying to me. And it's like
What do we
it's like
do?
it's like-
Release the Kraken!
it's like you have to say Marshall Mathers 3 times in the mirror and he'll appear. What'd you say about me?
Right.
Yeah, like talking to the like. Why can't you go try to challenge somebody more your skill? Like
Right?
I don't know, Ja Rule. Like why are you going after him? You're a fucking field mouse fighting a lion.
Right?
Why don't you go fight something like I don't know, a fucking otter or something? You know, something bigger than you, but not that big. That's too big. It's definitely out of his weight class. And then you came with a whole pack, and all of y'all got slaughtered.
Yeah, obliterated.
I wouldn't even want to be like. First off, Clips, you a big ass dude. You knew that if y'all gonna talk about Eminem being white, he was gonna also talk about what you look like.
Right?
Because being white is what he looks like.
Like, what do you think? It was off
And
it was
you
off
got-
limits about your weight. It wasn't gonna.
And Charlie Clips, you got size D titties for a man.
You
Boy,
thought
you-
he wasn't
you
gonna
knew
come up to
Eminem
you?
was gonna
Eminem's gonna
come
come
at
up and go boo, boo, boo in your face, because that's what Eminem's gonna do. He's gonna be like, look at them big old titties. Ah.
You said boy, John?
Yeah.
I'm just telling the truth, bro.
That's what he
You
do.
got size D's
Man,
and you're a
bye.
man, and you think that M just gonna ignore that when you talking about the way he look?
Right?
No.
No. You.
And Nick Cannon, you can't call nobody old when you look like you is long gone with them big ass bags under your eyes. I thought you was on drugs, bro. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. How this man have like almost a decade older than you, but you look 2 decades older than him?
Shit, bro,
Is Mariah getting that much money that you gaining age by the day for this child support?
She's just a
Is this child support hurting this much?
Oh my God.
Maybe he's stressed out because he bought them $1.2 million per shoe diamond shoes.
Oh my God,
and
those
that diamond
shoes,
turban,
bro.
And he realized when he got that child support check that wasn't a good idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Hey,
where the
I'm,
stress coming from.
Hey, can I put these on back pay? Is it?
Is there a return policy on these?
It's been less than
No,
30
you-
days. I still got the
ain't worn 'em
tag
yet.
on them.
You hear me?
I ain't worn them.
I haven't worn them yet.
What
We
you mean you
on
saw him
that.
national TV? What you mean? That's not me.
Right.
You crazy. That's my cousin, Tyrone.
Fucking wild, dude.
Oh. All right. So, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
It's just ridiculous. It's just
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. Next week we're gonna have some hot topics for y'all.
And we'll give some better hot.
One of the hot topics we definitely gonna bring you is some more Witcher. We're gonna until the series takes a break, we're gonna bring you an episode each week.
Yep.
And
And
then,
we should probably do favorite games coming up next year. Everyone pick a favorite. We'll talk about it. And The
Oh
Witcher.
yeah,
That sounds like
we
good.
can do like a midweek hot topic for that.
Okay.
That's
I
its
mean,
own
like-
thing. We'll
All right.
like
my all-time
So-
favorite, anything that's got to do with Red Dead, baby. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
start it with me. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to stop by our Twitch and YouTube. Drop a like, leave a subscription, drop a follow. Any little bit helps us.
Yes.
Anything you want to say, Baron?
Yeah. Sorry about the technical difficulties with the camera. Hopefully, you're gonna get that fixed sooner than later. It is what it is. But you know,
Happens.
again, yeah. Thanks from me as well for everybody who's watched, and is watching and is continuing to support. We love it.
Yep.
This is a lot of fun for us. So, on to you, Will.
yeah, big love out there. Big love. Check out disc plates. Get y'all some cool gear. Let me pick up this camera real quick. Show y'all. I got the disc plates hanging over there on the wall.
They're all metal, right?
All metal.
Hung on magnets,
All metal
right?
disc plates. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hung on
Advertising
magnets.
for displays. Hashtag promote us. Displays pay us.
Realistically, I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna be fake. Like, you buy the displays I made, or you use my links, I get a portion of that money, and all I'm gonna do is pour that money back into the channel. As you guys see, I buy cameras to bring better quality content. I've got tons of cameras that I'm buying out here. I got all kinds of equipment and gear. Like, we plan to do PAX South next year. I got 3 different interviews with game developers coming up next year. Like, we're gonna keep doing big things for you guys. So you guys keep feeding the love. We'll keep giving it back.
All right. That's it for us today, guys. Signing off for VTG. Y'all have a good day. Drop us a subscription. Bye, guys.